Hello, and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Gnomoria. We are continuing our little mining jaunt. Man, it'd be nice if that wasn't coal. Seriously, why do they have to look the same? Zit is beyond pathetic. She's picking up coal for us, which is very nice of her. Really, she should stay off her non-leg. That's just my opinion. You know, there's a place for everybody. Unless you have no leg and you're trying to haul. In which case, please stop. Please stop. Build furniture torch. I just don't feel like digging out that whole wall, so I'd rather use an extra torch there. Trying to keep this thing somewhat expedient, with mixed results naturally. Okay, that person is hungry, clearly, because of the chicken leg over their head, which is just fantastic symbology for a game. It's kind of interesting what some of the symbolic conventions in gaming have become over time. It's like all food is the chicken leg with the bone sticking out, which, if you're American, you've almost never seen a a chicken bone, until you've eaten the bread off of it first. Like, I guess maybe turkey legs if you go to like a Ren Fair or something, or they were getting turkey legs somewhere at PAX, and I never found out where, and that kind of upset me. Of course, I didn't really like grill anybody or was like, hey, where did you get the turkey leg? If I had done that, I probably could have found them. In retrospect, if I really wanted to know where the turkey legs were, I probably could have asked somebody. But, you know, I guess at the time I was either really focused or just feeling particularly introverted, which is no excuse at all, really. Let's get rid of some of these. We got an excess of seeds that I don't want. Let's get rid of those. We'll get rid of 280 grape seeds. There we go. As much as we're feeding our emus, they're not eating enough. Okay. Let's get rid of poor food. Two-headed ogre sandwich. Is that a double-decker? Was that like the worst joke I could have possibly told? I don't know. I wanted to know. I was thinking about it. Spitballing some ideas here, that's all. Good God, we're up to 1,400 food again. It's mostly probably because we have run out of population to eat it, and there is nothing more disappointing and depressing than that. Two-headed ogre skull, and what else? What else do we want to sell here? Poor cut sapphire gem. We have 80. Good God Almighty, that is a lot. Poor cut emerald gem. Cut sapphire, fine cut. Yeah, that's all fine and good. Fine yak statuette, poor yak statuette. Statues, statue. Poor bronze statue. We don't need that much, but we'll just get rid of all of them now. Screw it. Don't care. Moving on with life. The corpses, man. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We lost 5 in one go. Is that right? So we had 33. Unless I'm just seeing something weird right there, and I can't lower the statue, so... What is this? Yeah. Nimblada's corpse. Trixite. Pixelo. Fizzledace. Nabimbola. Okay, they're kind of similar, but not the same person. No. Oh, jeez. Can't quite hit the control just right. My wrist is still very much so in a splint, so... But now it's not going numb like it was last week whenever I was recording all of, you know, what would it be, about 8 episodes or so, I guess. That was becoming a real problem. That was really kind of disconcerting. Oh, and the fun story behind that, like after I woke up that morning and I checked my arm, and my arm looks pretty fine. It's a little swollen. And my wrist doesn't want to move at all because it was still a fairly fresh crash and everything. So I sit down and start playing some Gnomoria. And I notice my hand is going numb, and I'm like, that's supposed to be a bad sign, right? You know what I'll do? I'll keep playing for like 2 more hours, and it'll be fine. So I just went ahead and did that, and I kind of, you know, moved my hand around and retained circulation. As long as it was coming back, I wasn't too concerned. I was like, well, you know, you got to do what you got to do for the love of games and all of that, and I have no respect for my own health sometimes, despite my whole tangent on, like, you know, working out, or not necessarily working out, although I bike to work, which is about as much exercise as I get in a week. Which works out so far. Yeah, where are we at on armor, I wonder? Let's see. Stocks. Items. Armor. Metal. Breastplate. 6 iron breastplate. We're almost there. we're actually disturbingly close to there. Very good. But yeah, after I was done recording and everything, I was like, oh man, let me check this thing out and make sure that it's not like the swelling isn't getting worse or something. And then I almost passed out. Like I've spoken before about how much I like horror and body horror, especially so, and that kind of a deal, but very rarely have I been subjected to like personal body horror. And so whenever I took off my splint, like all the blood rushed immediately from my head and everything else. I had this freakishly long scar down my wrist. It was, well, not scar, bruise. Like this really dark, evil-looking bruise that went down the tendons on my arm. And if you can imagine the two right thirds of the Monster Energy logo in dark purple, like tattooed to your wrist, that went down half your forearm, that's what I saw. And I was just like, oh, that's blood that was in my body depositing oxygen. I've now been deprived of that, and it's pooling in my arm and surely forming an embolism that's going to go straight to my brain and kill me. And then I just sort of sat down for a while and was like, oh, that's cool. Being the giant nerd that I am and spending most of my childhood indoors, I was never accustomed to sports injuries. And so after some quick Googling and some time on WebMD, I realized that was actually pretty damn normal, just a little dramatic. Much like my reaction, I imagine. However, you know, and I got over it pretty quickly and just started showing it off to everybody. I was like, dude, check it out. This is an awesome bruise. Yeah. And, you know, freaking out a few people who were just not really equipped to deal with that kind of thing. And I feel a little bad, so I stopped. But for a while there, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I've, like, been seriously injured and survived. The fantasticness of the human race, right? And I don't know, I guess I was just a little delirious. Again, I am not particularly accustomed to like injuring myself very much, much less a sports related injury, if you can really call it that. Which, you know, I don't want to offend any bicyclists. Bicycling is actually pretty taxing after a point. Is that, why the hell is there malachite this deep? I thought it stopped earlier than this. Yeah, no, that was basically my wrist adventures for my last recording session that I sat down and did. It was pretty interesting overall, but yeah, it's like I had a coworker, and my coworker is kind of he's kind of a hardliner, and he's good at what he does, and he's a really hardworking dude, but there are times where I kind of maybe want to punch him a little bit, because I walk in on Monday and he's like, so I know you hurt yourself and you had to leave on Friday, but you forgot to take out the trash. And I was like, oh my god, are you serious? And then I showed him my scar, and he's like, well, yeah, I guess you did mess yourself up. I'm like, yeah, that might be why I didn't take out the trash. So sorry I forgot to take out the trash because I couldn't use my hands. So, much less, I mean, okay, I could have used my other hand. My other hand wasn't that messed up. But I couldn't have tied the bag. Like, you require two hands for that, and I'm not that dexterous that I can tie a trash bag in a knot with only one hand, so... I don't know. That's my side tangent, and I definitely don't want to bring up work stuff on my YouTube Let's Play channel. God forbid I was ever identified. Ugh. But... yeah, that's kind of the deal. That's been a lot of fun. Otherwise, yeah, it recovered really quickly. Like, Monday morning, I got up and I biked to work and very loosely held onto the handlebar with my injured wrist. And then after that, like, I couldn't press, like, I had to use my other hand to press all the crosswalk buttons and that kind of a deal. Because I'm a huge chicken shit and I bike on the sidewalk, so sue me. But I'm very polite. And I don't pass anybody unless they know I'm there, and, you know, for the most part, I try to stay out of the way, and I stop at all the intersections and stuff like that. Yeah, no, but for a second there, it was, I was just like, oh god, this is a pain in the ass, why am I even bothering to go to work? And, yeah, I couldn't hit any of the stoplight buttons or anything like that. And then by the end of the day, though, it got, like, demonstrably better. Like, it was, I was able to turn it for not full capacity. Like, I definitely, the brace did its job, and if nothing else, kind of reminding me where I shouldn't move my wrist. So if I felt any pressure on my brace, I knew I was, or my splint, I guess, I knew I was pushing my luck with the range of motion. And and then sure enough, it would start hurting pretty bad after that. Sorry, we're in ant farm mode here as well, so don't worry too much about it. But yeah, that was pretty annoying. But yeah, by the end of the day, I actually had most of the capacity of my wrist back, and I was able to do a lot of things like normal, and it wasn't that big of a deal. And so, and now it's been a week and a day. So after that, it was just sort of like I can do pretty much anything with the brace on. Like I'm doing it now. You can hear it. Yeah, it's the sound of my brace. I don't know if Audacity is going to end up cutting that out. It's probably, once I noise gate it, you won't be able to actually hear it. But I was wiggling it around, and I can be pretty vigorous with it, and it's not a big deal. And it gets sore sometimes, and I put the ice pack on it, and it's no big deal. But otherwise, it's a pretty cool little deal. And I'm like, the amount I've been healing has been really great. Again, on health-related matters, one of the big things that I was kind of like, ooh, should I be nervous? Is like, I had some knee injuries that were really taking a long time to heal. Like, I had fallen previously on my bike, but not in such a dramatic way that I had to like get a splint or anything. And it took like 2 weeks for like my scabby knees to heal up. 2 weeks, almost 3, like a really long time it seemed. And I was like, ooh, that's a type 2 diabetes thing, isn't it? And now after this injury, like, I'm at a week and almost completely healed up. And I'm like, well, maybe it's fine. Or maybe I caught it just in time and started cutting out sugars before it became like a big deal. I really don't know. But, or maybe that's just normal healing time because your patella has a somewhat limited blood supply depending on where you're injured on it. Or it was just actually a really bad scabby knee and it took that long to heal. I have no idea. So, but that's, you know, that's been tabled for testing and everything. So, I don't know. Then I'll become a PSA agent against type 2 diabetes and drinking Mountain Dew because it's destroyed my life, etc. By the way, Mountain Dew is terrible. Was that this video or the last video? I can't even remember. Oh, I built a pillar. Whoops. Hold on. Yeah, I think that was the last one because that was part of how I was like going berserk with my topics of health and everything. So, just being health-minded lately and everything else, and I discovered that Mountain Dew is actually pretty vile, which I think is a huge step forward. Oh, good, skeletons. Where did you come from? Where did I lose you? Did you come from over there? Yeah, because there's zombies and skeletons. And I guess they must have spawned from right there. That doesn't make any sense, though. Where did they come from? I don't particularly like that. Okay, let's see how this plays out. They're better equipped than usual, but they're still relatively weak. Alright, we've got the melee has been joined here. Come on, back up. The zombie has died. Sun is set. We got people bleeding. So hopefully nobody bleeds to death. Did they kill the skeleton too? Skeleton has died. Okay, where was that? Okay, it was down here. Hera has bled to death. Beautiful. She was just fighting the skeleton. She apparently shot it, though. I kind of want to... Hold on, I want to see the events of this. Combat. Whoop. 8th day. Skeleton versus Imbolvar. Group fight. Where is Hera's fight? Skeleton's head has been mangled. Skeleton has died. Shoots a bronze musket round from his bronze flintlock pistol at the skeleton, hitting the head, piercing through the worn iron helmet, and piercing through the skull. Oh, nice. Yeah, shot him right in the head. Headshot. Headshot. Skeleton is dazed. Pine wheelbarrow. Kazel swings with his pine wheelbarrow, the 0 of 32, at the skeleton, hitting the head and smashing the worn iron helmet. Good to know that they are getting their impromptu... Oh, we are out of logs. Holy shit, I just noticed. Okay, it's time to set everything to chop. Ooh, that's why torches have been a little slow. I've been kind of monitoring it and being like, okay, cool, just do your thing. And now we are at an impasse. There we go. Do that. Orange tree. Orange grove, sorry. Apple trove. Apple trove. Like a treasure trove of apples. Alright, cool. We'll let them do that and catch us up on logs, hopefully. I forgot I was tracking it, and I was like, oh crap, we're out of food and drink. Nope, just logs, but also handy. Good to know. Man, it looks like they almost made it, too. Look at that path. Yeah, they must have made it to the hospital and bled to death on the hospital bed. That's really sad. Oh well. Blah. Passes out from exhaustion. What else is new? We are now down to 28. Fortunately, that was just a civilian, so our defense force isn't necessarily affected as extreme as it has been in recent times. But it's still a little nerve-wracking. It's still something we need to keep our eye on. I'm just waiting for the next siege. Like, I'm pretty sure the next siege is going to kill us entirely. Okay. Yeah, we still got like 5 minutes or so. They're building torches just very slowly. Very, very slowly. We're going to let them finish up that section, and then we'll start building a bridge. And the bridge will either make us or break us. I mean, I don't even know if I want to put in the effort to put in a guard post at this point, because I don't know who I would pull for guards. I don't want to pull the bow people. There are career military people. And I don't want to take our other farmer out of rotation. So I'm just a little conflicted, maybe. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that I keep the hope alive that we get replacement population whenever people die, and it's not just a hard limit. Because what are we at right now? Population 28, deceased 34. There are more dead than alive in my colony. Not a good position to be in. Definitely should probably put more emphasis on building armor and weaponry instead of, and like no birch stuff whatsoever. Dear God, no birch at all. Just stone walls, like block walls for the rooms as I build up, just to keep it a little bit buffered, but no furniture. Everything pine, nothing made out of metal except for armor and weapons. Keep all the metal stuff in non-statue form. Don't worry about traders unless the trader is particularly good at something that you need, like say mining. If it was mining, you know, do more metal kind of stuff. I don't know. Well, I mean, by the time I play this game again, I think I'm completely burned out on this game. I have no desire to play it in my off time. So if and when I do pick it up, it'll be after some major updates and some time. I'm going to wait it out until I can actually explore some new content. That's the plan. I don't think it'll ever be as granular as Dwarf Fortress, although this guy may prove me wrong because he is pretty cool, and he's doing a really good job of adapting, if you will, the Dwarf Fortress method. Let's go ahead and make some jewelry. Why not? More... We'll do gemmed rings. Yeah. Gemmed rings. Any cut... Let's see. Do we want to make a bunch of copper stuff for practice? You know what? That's a fantastic idea. We're going to do that. Craft, repeat. Cool. And maybe he'll use up some of our poor crap. Alright, so yeah, I know I shouldn't be building value, but at the same time I need nomads, and we're getting close to the end of the fall. So I don't foresee this lasting through the end of winter. I think the winter will kill us. We're gonna get attacked, and it's just gonna wipe out the rest of our military, and nobody will be left after that to defend themselves. So, and then we'll have like a whole episode to be able to sit and watch everybody die slowly. Doesn't that sound fantastic? I'm looking forward to it. And you're sleepy. You're not gonna make it. You're gonna fall asleep on the floor. Why do you have a statue in your wheelbarrow? Did Zit actually grab a statue, drag it all the way down here to grab stone, and then give up and go to sleep halfway? Legless gnomes are particularly useless. It's very sad. I can't help but think of sort of the real world equivalent of that scenario, and it's very upsetting to me, but at the same time, I need to lock them in a room and kill them. Put them out of their misery. They're just not even a contribution, and they use wheelbarrows when other people could be using them. That's yeah, gnomish euthanasia at its best right there. That's what's happening. Hey, legendary wheat beer. I'd drink it. Diet or not, fuck that. Don't care. Let's see. Alright. We'll start digging out all these walls here. It's stable enough, and I think these torches are going to keep the hallways lit well enough. An alpaca is born. I don't care. I want to remove... Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe from this freaking... Oh my god, Zip passes out from exhaustion. Unsubscribe me. Where's the unsubscribe button? I don't want to sign in to unsubscribe. You are a dick for making me sign in to unsubscribe from your email service. I don't remember my password for your shitty site. Stop making me sign in. It's a trick. You know I don't remember my sign-in name and password, so that I have to sign in to unsubscribe, so I can't unsubscribe now. You're a terrible person, and your business model is shit. Stop it. Just be good. Be good and do good things. That's not hard. It shouldn't be hard for you to do. There we go. That's my trying to unsubscribe from arbitrary shit on the internet rant. Let's see. Build. We're gonna want to build floors. Floor, stone, any stone. Patchwork flooring it is. Love it. Love it for some weird reason. I just really like it. Okay, cool. They'll go nuts on that, and we'll build walls afterwards, and all will be well. And that'll be, I'm pretty sure nothing's going to attack us from up here. So if there's no ramps leading down, I don't think they can actually pass there. Nothing really falls or jumps unless you dig the ground out from underneath them. And if you're trying to dig the ground out from underneath a zombie, you have completely separate, if not equally troublesome problems. Let's see. Yep, 3 builders are a go. I don't know who, I can't remember what Hiera worked for, if she was a miner or a builder. She's probably both. I mean, with my luck, just, didn't even have to assign her the job. She just took it up by herself and all was well. I wish there was I mean, you don't have to assign nomads jobs. Like, they'll automatically take up jobs in whatever they're best at, which is all well and good. Like, that's definitely kind of a boon in some scenarios, but it's not like I'm drowning in nomads that I'm having a hard time figuring out how to place, so... At the same time that it is good and useful-ish, it is also useless because I'll just make sure they're only doing that and not taking on other weird jobs. Ideally, that's the plan. I don't know what all jobs they would actually take up, to be honest. Well, yeah, I went over on the last video, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. This has been Cardboard Decoy playing Gnomoria. That's with a G, like Nutella. Or knife, if knife was spelled with a G. Yeah, if you've enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have fun.